baby, the gloves are off. And this isn't just shady glances anymore, it's straight up war. Word on the street? Emma Stone is done playing nice. She's riding hard for Justin Baldoni and taking direct shots at Blake Lively's so-called perfect image. The girl who once kept it cute and quiet, she's officially over it, and Hollywood is shook. Emma's jab at Blake wasn't just petty, it was a full-body blow. And now the internet is an absolute meltdown. Fans are connecting dots, exposing receipts, and baby, the tea is scalding. Emma Stone, the same Emma who built a reputation for being classy, private, and above the noise, finally cracked the door open during a deep, emotional interview. She didn't name names, no, she didn't have to. The second she started talking about betrayal and sabotage on set, everybody knew. She was talking about Blake Lively. And trust, when the real story came out, it hit harder than anyone expected. Apparently, Emma had been working on this super emotional project for years. She wasn't just the star, she was the architect. She handpicked the director, carefully selected the cast, and helped shape the script. This movie wasn't just a job, it was her passion, her baby. Enter Blake Lively. At first, Emma was excited to have Blake join the project. She thought they'd work together, lift each other up, create something beautiful. Blake showed up at the first table, red with her sugar-sweet smiles, her supportive bestie energy, and her whole "I'm just here to help" act. But the second the cameras started rolling, oh honey, the mask slipped. Suddenly, Blake's scenes started getting longer. She got all the emotional close-ups. Blake's character arcs were expanded, while Emma's were chopped down. Press meetings that Emma organized herself. Now Blake's team was sitting at the head of the table. Even Emma's own stylist, the one she'd worked with for years, was being pressured to coordinate red carpet looks with Blake's team, making sure Blake stayed front and center. It didn't take long before the press started calling Blake the heart and soul of the movie, sidelining Emma completely. The final gut punch. When the official trailer dropped, Blake wasn't just featured, she was literally narrating the whole thing. Meanwhile, Emma, the woman who bled for this project, got maybe 5 seconds of screen time. Blink and you missed her. And through all of it, Emma stayed silent. No messy tweets, no leaked DMS, no scandalous interviews. But baby, her silence was deafening. And that's when Blake's perfect Golden Girl image started cracking, because fans started to notice. They noticed how Blake dominated the movie's press tour, positioning herself as the emotional core of the project. Every interview she gave, every story she spun, Blake made sure the spotlight stayed firmly on her. Emma was barely mentioned. And when she was, it was passive, dismissive, like Blake was doing Emma a favor by sharing the spotlight at all. Gossip blogs picked up on the tension fast. Blind items started appearing about a washed-up actress dragging down a set. No names were mentioned, but everyone could read between the lines. And the source of those blind tips? Honey, rumor has it, they were eerily close to Blake's team. The betrayal didn't end there. Emma and Blake were scheduled to shoot a joint magazine cover to promote the film, showcasing female empowerment, unity, sisterhood. But when the issue hit stands, only Blake appeared. Fans were told Emma had scheduling conflicts, but insiders whispered the real tea. Emma wasn't even invited to the shoot. That wasn't a PR mistake. That was a calculated move. And through it all, Emma smiled through the pain, promoted the film, attended premieres, gave glowing interviews about a movie that had basically erased her heart and soul. Critics loved Blake's performance. Emma's role was described as muted. But it wasn't because Emma didn't deliver. It was because the best parts of her performance were left on the cutting room floor. After the humiliation, Emma pulled way back. She turned down offers for similar projects. She stayed away from ensemble casts. She made a silent vow, never again, and she kept her distance from Blake, permanently, until now. Fast forward to 2025, Emma goes on this low-key podcast. Nothing major, just a chill conversation about the industry. She's asked, "What's one thing people misunderstand about you?" Emma smiles, pauses, and drops a bombshell. People mistake silence for agreement. I trusted someone I shouldn't have. No names. And baby, that's all it took. Fans lost their minds. The internet turned into full-time detectives overnight. They rewound old interviews. They dissected behind-the-scenes footage. They pieced together timelines. And everything pointed back to the same person, Blake Lively. The whispers grew louder. Former co-stars dropped cryptic Instagram posts about rehearsed sisterhood. Writers shared how scripts were mysteriously rewritten to favor beauty over grief. A costume designer confessed that certain actresses demanded special fittings for scenes that weren't even supposed to focus on them. Emma didn't need to spill any tea. She didn't have to scream. She didn't have to fight dirty. Her truth, whispered so softly, hit harder than any public dragging could have. And suddenly, Hollywood started looking at Blake a little differently.
Now, as we all know, It Starts With Us actress Blake Lively is, of course, suing co-star Justin Baldoni for alleged sexual harassment, among many other things that went down on set there. But she's now under fire for her own, what's being described as disgusting act while filming A Simple Favor in 2018.
Meanwhile, fans were starting to connect the dots on another front. Blake's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Because guess what? There's a legal concept called unclean hands, meaning if you're guilty of shady behavior yourself, you don't get to play the victim in court. And baby, the receipts piling up against Blake, they're not looking good. Now let's talk about those receipts, because honey, they are damning. Behind-the-scenes footage surfaced from Blake's 2018 movie A Simple Favor. And what did the cameras catch? Blake laughing and bragging about improvising a scene where she grabbed co-star Henry Golding's crotch. Not scripted, not directed, just something Blake thought would be funny and in character. She even joked that she grabbed harder and harder during each take, while the crew giggled along. Girl, what? So let's get this straight. In 2018, grabbing a male co-star's junk was quirky and cute, but in 2024, a slow dance compliment from Justin Baldoni is grounds for a harassment lawsuit? Make it make sense.
Film revealed it was Blake Lively's idea to put her hand on co-star Henry Golding's crotch.
And baby, it gets messier. One of Blake's key accusations against Justin was that he entered her trailer while she was breastfeeding, painting it as a creepy violation. Except receipts later showed Blake invited him in. The way the media has protected Blake all these years, it's truly wild. For decades, she's been portrayed as the perfect golden girl, the relatable rom-com queen with the dream marriage. But behind that image, there's been a lot of carefully buried mess. Blake's harassment complaint against Justin, it wasn't even officially filed with the court. She didn't bring it to the studio's HR department. She didn't file it privately. No, baby. She handed it directly to the New York Times. Tell me that doesn't sound like a PR move instead of a justice move. And if that's not shady enough, Blake didn't even sign the complaint herself. Her lawyer did. Legal experts are side-eyeing the wording too. Blake's complaint is full of "I believe" phrases instead of direct accusations. Meaning if this goes to trial and she's asked under oath, she can dodge accountability by saying it was her belief, not a confirmed fact. It's all smoke and mirrors, honey. And guess what? Ryan Reynolds, Blake's hubby, tried the exact same trick in his own legal filings, using belief language instead of hard accusations to avoid getting caught in a perjury trap. Calculated? Baby, that's not even the half of it. Now, Justin's legal team is preparing to introduce that A Simple Favor footage into court. The footage of Blake laughing about non-consensual touching because it shows Blake doing exactly what she's accusing Justin of doing. Only she was celebrated for it back then. If a jury sees that video, ooh baby, game, set, match. Meanwhile, Blake's public image is collapsing faster than a house of cards in a hurricane. Remember when she tried to pull a relatable queen stunt by serving donuts at a friend's bakery in Connecticut? On paper, it sounds adorable. In reality, disaster. Fans dragged her for working around food with her long, flowing hair loose. No hairnet, no scrunchie, no sanitary protection. Just free-range follicles flying over the glazed donuts. Girl, this isn't a Pantene commercial. Health codes exist for a reason. Even worse, sources claim Blake's PR team didn't even approve the donut stunt. She went rogue, desperate to soften her public image amid the lawsuit chaos. And it backfired hard. Instead of winning people over, she gave critics even more ammunition. Now every little thing Blake does is being picked apart. Her every move, from Instagram posts to red carpet appearances, is under a microscope. And honey, the shine is gone. Emma Stone, meanwhile, she's sitting pretty. She didn't have to scream. She didn't have to drag Blake's name through the mud. All she had to do was quietly, calmly speak her truth. People mistake silence for agreement. I trusted someone I shouldn't have. One sentence did more damage to Blake's career than any scandal could. It exposed the cracks behind her perfect image, the quiet betrayals no one saw coming. Now Blake's facade is crumbling. Insiders are leaking receipts, and it's death by 1,000 cuts. If she'd stayed classy, she could have avoided this. But greed for the spotlight cost her everything. Meanwhile, Emma Stone's quiet honesty is being celebrated, proof that real power doesn't need messy headlines. If that "a simple favor" footage makes it into court, Blake could lose the lawsuit and everything else. Her endorsements, her reputation, her Hollywood throne, gone. And Emma, she's already won, with quiet truth, not tabloid screams. And honey, Emma Stone's whisper, it's still echoing through Hollywood today. And Blake, she's still scrambling to clean up the mess. But baby, it's way, way too late.